Hello there and welcome back to my channel, or if this is the first video of mine you are seeing, then welcome. I have been loving the berry tones, especially for the fall time. I know that it is not quite fall time yet, but I'm just going to pretend that it is. And I have this little teeny multitasker here that I want to try out. Now, I know this is an older product. This has been around for probably many years at this point, but now this shade, I've never tried this shade. This is the e.l.f. Monochromatic Multi-Stick, and this one is in the shade Luminous Berry, which I have never tried this before, and the only shade that I ever had of this in the past was a peachy shade, and honestly it's been so long ago I don't remember what I even thought about the product. And these little multi-sticks are only like $5 I believe on the Ulta website. You might can find it cheaper, but that I know that I paid $5 for it. I believe on Amazon is where I picked mine up. I thought, let's see if we can create a really beautiful monochromatic berry look just using a $5 product. Just something simple and easy. Since this is e.l.f., I thought I'd do the rest of my makeup and use e.l.f.'s products as well, simply because they're a fairly affordable brand. I say fairly because I know some of their products can creep up a little bit in price, but for the most part they are still an affordable brand. The only thing I don't have is the mascara. I have so many mascaras right now open that I haven't purchased another mascara from e.l.f., so I do have another affordable option in place of that. But let's go ahead and get into this. Okay, I'm going to zoom you in a little bit because you can wear this on your eyes, cheeks, and lips, and I want to try it on the eyes first. I don't believe, when I had the peachy shade like this, I don't believe I ever wore it on my eyes. I want to say I just wore it one time on my cheeks, so I really don't remember anything about this product. So I thought it would be just fun to just do this on camera. This is almost like I'm trying this product again for the first time. I'm going to take a blending brush from e.l.f. Cosmetics, and I'm just going to like take my brush and go into this product like right off the little stick. And let's see how this looks. I'm just gonna tap that. I don't know how this is going to look. I don't know how it's gonna blend. But I really love these very simple looks like this. I thought that this would be just an easy look for fall time, honestly. Of course, I don't know, this kind of shade might actually make it look like I have pink eye. Because it's blended out, it looks a little more pink than berry. Well, I don't know, maybe once I have the rest of my makeup on, it'll be fine. I don't know about this shade. It's pretty, I'm just kind of afraid that on my skin tone it's going to look like I have some kind of eye infection. But you know what, I'm just going to trust the process. I'm going to see how this goes. I'm starting out with a very light, soft amount of this. I'm not going in too much. I didn't know how this would work on the eyes. I don't know how this is going to wear throughout the day. It probably will end up creasing on me, but now some minimal creasing with products like this I'm fine with. I know that the CoverGirl, I can't think of what they're called, but they're in the little squeezy tubes. I have like 3 shades of those, and you can wear them on your eyes, and they do crease on me, but I just find that I don't mind it. Why can't I think of the name of those? All Over Dewy Tint or something like that. I really do love those. Even though they crease on the eyes, I just think they're very simple. So even if this creases, depending on how bad it is, it might not be something I mind fully. Yeah, I don't know about how I feel about that. That shade on the eyes on me might not be the best option. I'm going to pick up a little bit more, and I'm going to go back over this a little bit. Like, more so on the lid part. You know, I had a brown mascara picked out. I actually might have to end up using one of my black mascaras. I don't know. Kind of to offset this color a little bit. But I don't have a drugstore mascara in a black shade. You know, when I'm looking in my little viewfinder up there, it looks so red. I mean, it looks kind of like a cranberry shade, like a very soft cranberry shade in person, but on camera it just looks straight up red. I will say though, it's very easy to apply on the lids, but I just don't know about this shade for me. It kind of looks like I have pink eye. And especially because my under eye area, it looks like some of it got on there a little bit, so that definitely makes it look like that. Before I forget, because I did actually forget on the beginning part, I want to apply my e.l.f. Liquid Poreless Putty Primer. I like to go ahead and be doing like my primer right there at the beginning of my makeup, so by the time I finish my eye look, it's, you know, set in enough, and I forgot to do that, so let me just apply that right now and tap that in kind of into mostly like my T-zone area. I'm trying to tap it in a little bit more because I do have sunscreen on and I don't really want to disturb that. I don't really have that much issue with this primer causing that, but sometimes I can with other primers, so I like to try to avoid that as much as possible. And because I don't have an e.l.f. mascara right now, I'm just going to use this one from Ulta Beauty. This is the Ultimate Lashes Multitasking Mascara, and this is in chocolate brown. This, even though it's supposed to be a brown, it does end up looking more like a black mascara on the lashes, so I'm just going to curl my lashes here first, and I'm just going to apply this. This is about one of the only affordable mascaras that I have open right now, because the other one I have from the drugstore is CoverGirl, and that's a berry mascara, and I definitely don't want to wear that with a look like this. I just feel like, no, that shade would not look good with this. Even though it technically is a berry shade, I need something to kind of separate my lashes from this shade on my eyes. Now, I've used this mascara a couple of times, and you know, at first I wasn't that impressed by it. So I've been wanting to keep using it just to kind of, you know, I'm hoping that the longer it's open, the more I use it, it'll be better. It's definitely a very wet formula, though, I will say that. Like, you can just feel it, how wet it is when you're applying it. And I probably got some on my lid, but that's okay. I feel like that kind of helps that shade a little bit by kind of adding something like that, like as a buffer between, you know, so it doesn't look maybe quite as harsh red. That mascara is not my favorite. I feel like it doesn't really do much for me. And I did get some on my lid. I'll just let that dry and then I'll flick that away. For foundation, I'm going to wear the e.l.f. Soft Glam Satin Foundation. This one is in the shade Fair Warm, number 12. I've only used this a handful of times and I did like it. So I'm just going to put a little bit on the back of my hand. Really just about like that much. And then I'm just going to spread it on the back of my hand like this. Just to kind of blend it out some. I'm going to take my little spot. I found this sponge. This is an old one from Wet n Wild. I hadn't even opened it yet. And it's from years ago. It was still in its box, and it's from years ago from one of their Fantasy Makers line. Like that line they come out with during Halloween, and this has glitter in the sponge. I noticed a while ago, like I went to wet it, and then I kind of tapped it on my hand. Some of the glitter comes off, which I thought was kind of interesting that they would do that. Of course, I guess they're thinking more so, well, this is a sponge that was made for, like, you know, Halloween time. You can add a little bit of sparkle to your face. Also, I completely forgot that I even had it. I was looking in my little container over there where I keep some sponges, because my other one that I was using, it was time for that poor little thing to go. I don't really like this sponge, not because of the glitter, but because it just feels kind of, I don't want to say hard, but stiff. I don't know if that's the best way to put it. But if you see any rogue glitter, it's definitely from the sponge. Yeah, it definitely, I can see, I don't know about on camera, but yeah, you can definitely see the glitter flakes. So we're going to have a little bit of a glitterberry look. I'm going to take my e.l.f. Putty Color Correcting Eye Brightener. This one is in the shade Fair. As you can see, I have pan in this. I really do love this product. This is a really good product from e.l.f. I'm going to take that on a Flawless Concealer brush, and we're going to press that on these under eyes, which is something I definitely need today, because this, I don't know how I feel about this color on my eyes. I guess I won't know for sure until I get to kind of like the final look, but a part of me thinks it's pretty, but then I also feel like on my skin tone, it kind of looks a little unsettling. But I wanted it to work because I feel like it's such an affordable product. Like, I mean, it's only $5 and you can create a whole entire monochromatic look with it, and I like the idea of that. But I definitely think that, I don't know, I'm hoping it'll grow on me, but I feel like I probably would rather have the peach shade again. Oh, this is the e.l.f. Hydrating Camo Concealer. This one is in the shade Fair Warm. Just going to take a little bit of this. I don't need much. Even that probably was too much on the side. Take that same brush, press that in. I'm kind of also taking it in this little area right here too. Yeah, I feel like that helps. Definitely doing like my concealer and stuff, that helps the shade on my eyes a little bit not be so harsh. Okay, now, I don't know if you can use this as bronzer, because they only say you can mix this in with a moisturizer, and I've been mixing it in with a foundation, but I'm going to try these e.l.f. bronzing drops as bronzer. Can I do it, or would it be just too much? I'm going to just take a little bit on the back of my hand, like just a teeny dot, because these are incredibly pigmented. Oh, this is the rose gold shade, by the way, which is the lightest, and I'm going to kind of spread it out a little bit on the back of my hand. I don't know if you can wear it this way. This is the e.l.f. Flawless Face Brush. Let's see if you can. It might work. I might have to go in with more than I think because this is a little bit of a larger brush, but I know that these bronzing drops are really pigmented, so I didn't want to go overboard. It's a very soft, subtle bronze. I feel like right there, that did not blend out, now did it? We're definitely going to have to go in with a little bit more, but I'm just going to take a small amount each time. Rather be safe than sorry. Let me see if I can tap over that with my sponge a little bit. Did that help? I feel like or is maybe my skin a little red there maybe, and that's why because I feel like it didn't do that anywhere else. I think that worked. Because it's a really pretty tone for bronzer, so I think the sponge kind of helped blend that in a little bit better. Because that's such a pretty tone. I really like that as bronzer because it's very subtle, but I used the teeniest little drop. I used just a small amount. I think that works. I don't think it looks bad at all. I'm going to kind of go back over that with the side of my sponge that had the foundation on it and just kind of work around it a little bit just to make sure it's blended out. Of course, now I've never used those as bronzer before, but I think that looks fine. Yeah, it's really pretty, like a really beautiful tone of bronzer. I know that's marketed more so as a mix-in, but I do like it like that. I think that's pretty. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this and I'm going to run it on my hand, just like that. And I'm going to take that same Flawless Face Brush, I'm just going to flip it to the other side, and pick some of that up with my brush, just like this right here. And then let's press that in. I might have to build it up. Oh no, that is doing just fine. Yeah, it is definitely like a cranberry kind of shade. I'm just kind of go over that with my sponge just a little bit. It's a lot more pigmented than I thought it would be. So yeah, I definitely think that, at least on my skin tone, I know that tones can change depending on, you know, your undertone and stuff. See, this shade on someone else might look completely different, but on me, it's very much like a warm tone, like a cranberry kind of shade. It's very easy to apply, though. I will say that. It is very easy. Like, I haven't had any issues with it blending out or anything. Like, on the eyes or the cheeks, like, that is packing a really big punch, and it's so pretty. That pretty glow. Ooh. Of course, I'm gonna love it as a blush. I love blush so very much. It's just my favorite thing ever. Ooh, now that's pretty. Yes, this is definitely like cranberry kind of vibes on me, but you know what, I'm liking it a lot better. This is why I want to trust the process, because, you know, when I was first starting out with it on the eyes, I wasn't quite sure where I was going with this, because I was thinking this looks a little too red for me. I'm afraid it's going to look like I have, you know, pink eye. But now that the blush is on, okay. Of course, now some of this will get toned down because I am going in with a powder on my under eyes, of course, so a little bit of that will get toned down, but that's so pretty. Oh, now let me take up my sponge a little bit and just kind of tap around the edges of that a little bit, just a little, just to soften it up even further. That's very pretty on the cheeks, like, ooh. So the powder I'm going to use is the Halo Glow Setting Powder, and this one's in the shade Light. Oh, I finally did get an empty on the light pink shade that I had like this, which I don't really care much for light pink powders on my under eyes. I just think it just kind of leaves a cast on me. I think more so because I have a lot of yellow in my skin, or more, you know, a very warm undertone, so that pink powder just doesn't look right on me. I finally did get an empty on that. I had been using it as dry shampoo. I don't know if that's something you really should be doing. I might have picked up might have picked up a little too much powder, but it's okay. I don't know if that's really what you should be doing. I don't know if you really should be putting setting powder in your hair, but I just wanted to use it up. I didn't want to waste it. And I finally got an empty on it, and I was really happy about that because I had been using it consistently as dry shampoo for a while, and I got an empty. I actually had to take like the little sifter part out, like the top part. Had to actually take that out just to get the last remaining bit of powder, and I finished it yesterday. By the way, these little teeny puffs like this come from Dollar Tree. They come in like a pack of 4, like there's different colors in the pack. They're really good for getting on your under eye area. So you can see what I mean, how it kind of toned down the blush right here on the front a little bit, so it's more so on the side. I'm going to tap some of that into my brows a little bit, so they're not so shiny. The only thing I did right quick off camera was just put some mascara on my lower lash line. I'm not going to wear that shade there because I feel like that might be a mistake. So I'm just going to go in with my Instant Lift waterproof brow pencil from e.l.f. and this one is in the shade Deep Brown. Just going to do these, fill in these brows right quick. And then the only thing I have next is to apply that product on the lips. I can't wait to see how it looks on the lips. I will say this little brow pencil from e.l.f., it's really quite nice. It does have more of the chunkier type of pencil, so if you're someone that likes more of a precise brow, I know they do make a more thinner tip like on their brow pencil. I know they make an option like that, like a skinnier brow pencil. Of course, for me, I'm fine with this more like chunkier brow pencil because I don't really need too much precision. And then I'm going to put on the e.l.f. Brow Laminating Gel. This is their little dupe for the Refi. It is very similar, I will say. If you've always wanted to try the Refi one, but you didn't want to pay the price, I think this is a good alternative to have. It definitely does hold your brows in place, but it's like a strong hold. So if you don't like that kind of holding your brows, then you won't want this. But it is really nice. I remember I used to wear those laminated brows all the time, but now it's just not something I really want for me. I love the look of it. I love to see that look on people, but it's kind of a lot of maintenance to do that because I have really long brow hairs, and if you're not keeping them trimmed, it can get out of hand very quickly. Okay, we're going to try this on the lips. Now I'm going to take an concealer brush from e.l.f. and I'm going to apply this with a brush because I mean this is just too chunky to, you know. You could take your finger, but I want a little bit more of a precise application. So I'm just going to take a little bit on the brush. My lips might be kind of dry. I didn't prep them like I usually do. And I'm going to press that. I have to go in a little bit more here. I like how soft. And it does have already like a built-in glow to it, so you don't even need a gloss over the top unless you just want one. Alright, here is this monochromatic, I'll say cranberry look on me. What do we think? Now that the whole makeup look is together, I like it a lot better on the eyes. At first I was a little concerned about that shade on me because I was afraid it would look too, you know, like I'm sick kind of vibe. But now that the whole face is done, I do like it a lot better, but I love it on the cheeks. That is such a pretty shade on the cheeks. It is definitely a cranberry vibe, but I think it's so pretty. I like it on the lips. I'm sure it's probably not going to last very long on the lips simply because, well, I did apply it with a brush, and I just don't see that being the case. But now, I am someone that I don't mind reapplying lip products throughout the day. I don't really... Sometimes those lip products that have longevity to them, like they stay on the lips for a very long time, they get uncomfortable. So I'm definitely fine with something, you know, that I can reapply throughout the day. I'm fine with that. It has already started creasing on the lids. I expected that to happen. I'm not going to really fault this for that because this type of formula, I can see that being the case, and I did go in with a second layer on the eyes as well, but now that the full look is done, I'm very happy with it. I was a little concerned at first, but it's definitely one of those trust the process moments, and just, oh, seeing it on the cheeks is just everything for me. I mean, if you Got this for just the cheek portion. If you didn't want to put it on your eyes or your lips, this alone as a blush is beautiful. But you know what? I would love to pick up maybe like the peachy shade they have, like the lightest shade again, just to see, because I do like this type of monochromatic look. I think it's fun and it's easy, it's simple. Like if you're not sure exactly what you want to wear that day, and you know, all in one little tube here, like little stick, you have a full look. I mean, aside of course from your foundation and stuff, but as far as your eyeshadow, your blush, and your lip is all taken care of, and you know it's gonna match. I just do really love looks like this, and for $5, I mean, come on. I do like it better now on the eyes. I do think it looks the best on the cheeks though. That on the cheeks is everything. But I do hope that you enjoyed today's video, and if you did, I hope you will please consider leaving a like, a comment, or subscribing if you haven't already. And make sure you hit the bell icon so you are alerted to all my future uploads, and follow me on Instagram at jessicadeerly. All of the products that I used today will be listed and linked for you below. They are affiliate links, so if you click through and purchase, I do earn a small commission. And if you choose to do so, thank you so much for supporting me and my channel, and I hope to see you in my next video.